Hi, I wanted to give you an update on how my yoga audition went. My yoga audition was last Tuesday. It's now Friday, so a little over a week ago. And these flowers next to me are the flowers that my dad brought me after class. So they are starting to wilt, but they still smell really good. So overall, it went really well. I am now part of the Main Street team, so I'm excited about that. But let me tell you a little bit about what I did to prepare for teaching for the first time. One of the most important things that I did is my dad helped me make this little chart. It has all the poses that I want to do and kind of broken up into categories and then numbers. And it was really nice to have this just to fall back on. I even printed it out on a darker piece of paper that kind of matched the floor so it wouldn't be so obvious, but I don't think people are concerned if you have notes. They just want you to provide a good yoga class. And that was just helpful for me to know that that was there sitting for me in case I forgot. I also took one of the segments, I went to the side wall, so I cut out one of the boxes, and before class I put it over by the side wall so that if I forgot I would have it over there. I also was able to, when I was working on my music, I had music that was softer and then picked up and then softer again. And when I was doing my practice teaching before I taught, I wrote down what songs I should be on so that I knew how I was doing pace-wise. But I was extremely nervous during the class. I was pretty grounded beforehand and even the night before, but going through the vinyasas were really nerve-wracking for me. I was a little bit concerned that I would mix the order up that they were supposed to go in. So I think my voice got a little bit shaky throughout the class. It would go in and out, like I'd be calm and confident to, a little bit shaky, but I think that's pretty typical for your first class. I didn't let the group know that it was my first class just because I felt like they would start right off the bat, have that feeling of like, oh, it's someone's first class, and I don't want to disappoint them. So I just started class, introduced myself, and then, proceeded to teach. And people received it really well. It was an extremely large class for that studio. It was about 24 people in the class, which is very full for the studio that I was teaching at. And it was really nice to have all the support of my friends, and my mom was there. She is also a yoga teacher. And then my dad came afterwards. But just to see like smiling faces of people that I knew was really nice. But it did make it a little bit more challenging to walk around because the yoga mats were so close to each other. And the stuff that I had planned to do on the side walls, there were people there, so there really wasn't room for me. On the right side, my mom was on one of the side walls, so I got really close to her and I knew that was going to be okay. So that was really positive. Having a lot of people did make it a little bit more challenging to do things like dim the lights. So I just left the lights off except for in the front. And typically, most teachers leave them on in the entire room and then dim them as the class goes on towards the end. They'll start to dim them. I just didn't want to have to walk through people. I thought it would be distracting, so I just left them off. However, I think next time I will try to turn them on because it did make it harder for me to see the students. And that, it was almost a good thing because I couldn't see everybody as well, but I want to be able to correct people and make sure that they're following along, which I was able to do, but I think I could do it better if they were a little bit more well lit. I was able to play my singing bowl. And if you played a singing bowl, it can go bad, but it went really well, so I was pleased about that. And Kelly did like the audition. She did make me part of Main Street Yoga, so I'm very pleased and happy to be part of the team. I am still nervous about teaching in the future just because I had such a great group of yogis that they were all knew where they were going. I could just call it a pose and they would go there, and I think it's going to be a lot more challenging when I have advanced people in the class and then beginners in the class. So we'll see what that brings, but I'm sure I'll be able to handle whatever challenge is put in front of me. Some of the suggestions I had for calming my nerves too was I talked to my brother who is a professor, and he gives talks in front of like 300 people, and I said, I'm nervous about teaching yoga, what should I do? And he said not to try to calm my nerves, but to try to feed off of my energy and just go, this is exciting and this is my first time teaching. And instead of being like nervous and thinking it's a bad thing, go, this is a good thing and feed off the energy. And I never thought of it like that. I'd always thought like, okay, I'm gonna use my breath to calm down and calm. But you'll see when you teach, it's hard to be calm. So I really like that advice because I felt like it really did help me during the class because I was having a hard time calming my nerves. My uncle also reads poetry, and he had the advice of make it about the students, like really look at the students when I'm nervous and not think about me. And that was really helpful too, because it shifted my focus from I really want my class to go well to I want my students to have a good class. I want to provide them with a way to de-stress and not need to take care of me if I'm nervous or if, you know, I'm letting them know it's my first class, like, please, you know, forgive, but just, I didn't bring any of that up because I wanted them to feel like they were getting what they needed. So that was great. I told them at the end it was my first class, and a couple people were really nice and were really surprised by that. So I gotta think that's a good thing. But I also just really tried to enjoy it and be in the moment and not rush through my class and go, oh, I can't wait for it to be over. I don't want to make a mistake. I just tried to enjoy it and be in the moment. And there was one time where I had a right and left mixed up, and I was really proud of myself because I didn't get down on myself. I just said, you know, I corrected it. I didn't make a big deal of it. I just said, you know, people make mistakes. It's part of life. It's how you react to them. And I think that was really good because you're never going to teach yoga and never make a mistake. So, you know, just be kind to yourself, just like how you'd ask your students to be. So, other advice I'm trying to think of, just pick music that you like and teach a class that you like. You're never going to please everybody. There's going to be people in class that don't enjoy your class. But they won't come back to your class, and then the people that like it will gravitate towards you. So don't try to design a class that other people will like. Just design a class that you like, and that way, you know, it'll show. It'll just be your true self, and that'll show through in your teaching. And just have fun with it and enjoy it. I mean, you're only going to have one first time, so I hope that it goes well for you, and I hope that some of these tips have helped. Stay with me, and I will try to give you some more tips on my journey. Thanks for watching.